Hi, this is Preetha and welcome to Dakshin Curry. A South Indian pantry is always full of chutneys, togels and podis. Talking of podis or powders as we call it, we make it with about any ingredient, be it dals, condiments, spices. Today I will be using an ingredient called sesame seeds, which is also called as Ellu, to prepare a tossed rice preparation called as Ellu Podi Sadam. So let's have a look at the ingredients to make this recipe. I'll be using black sesame seeds, urad dal, few dried red chillies, hing, oil, salt to taste. And to complete the recipe, that is to make the tossed rice, let's have a look at the rest of the ingredients. I'll be using ghee, garlic cloves, whole garlic cloves. If you want to crush them or if you even want to mince them finely, you can do so. Mustard seeds, curry leaves, 1 bowl of cooked rice and coriander leaves for garnish. Now, like I told you, the essence of this recipe comes from the powder. So obviously the first step that we are going to do is to be making the spice powder. Now this spice powder can be made in bulk and kept, but I'm making just about enough to make one portion, or probably you can just make it for 2 portions. Let's start. A dash of oil, very little, just to cook the hing. Now if you want, you can use whole hing also, but I am using powdered hing, and I'll be adding around a tablespoon of urad dal, and what we'll do now is we'll roast this till it's nice and pinkish brown. You can also add your red chillies at this stage. So I'll be adding around 2 to 3 red chillies. I've just crushed a few red chillies. The dal is starting to get a little pinkish and I can get an aroma of it. I will remove this onto a plate. Like for all powders that I make, the idea is to first cool down your spices. There you go, it's getting nice and brown now. And this stage what I'm going to do is remove this out onto plate. I'll be adding sesame seeds. Now the ratio that I have used is 4:1. So if I'm using 4 tablespoons of sesame seeds, I've used 1 tablespoon of urad dal. Now if you want, what you can do is, you can use a combination of white sesame seeds and black sesame seeds in equal proportions, or you can use it by just making with white sesame seeds also. Now the idea is to allow this to crackle. When this starts to crackle like that, keep mixing. As you can see, this is starting to crackle, and that is enough. Now at this stage what we will do is, we will again remove this onto plate, and what we will do is, we are going to allow this to cool down. What I am going to do is, I am going to add a little bit of salt to this. Sesame seeds goes really well with ghee, but I am using a combination of oil and ghee. So I will be using around 1 tablespoon of oil, teaspoon ghee. Now along with this, we'll add the mustard seeds and we'll allow this to crackle, and once this starts crackling, we'll add the rest of the ingredients. As you can see, the mustard seeds are starting to crackle. Reduce the flame, add your urad dal, a little bit of red chillies, a bit of curry leaves, and give this a nice mix. And what I'll be doing is crushing around 4 to 6. You need to be quick. Just kind of crush this roughly, and I'm doing so because I love garlic, so This is completely optional. Just sweat this in the ghee for a few seconds. We don't want to brown this completely. We just want the ghee and the oil to absorb the flavor of garlic. And what we are going to do is, at this stage I'll be adding the cooked rice. We'll just allow this to cook for a few seconds with the garlic and the ghee. If you don't have so much time, what you can also do is just take a plate, mix this rice along with a little bit of ghee and with the powder, mix it and just have it. But I just wanted to make it look a little more colorful, a little more flavorful. That's why the garlic, that's why the dried red chilies. Now I am using a generous amount. I will be using around 1.5 to 2 tablespoons of powder. Increase the flame. What we are going to do is just give this a quick mix. It does not need to cook much, just needs to absorb the flavors of the sesame seeds, and the ghee is going to help do that. And what you can do is, at this stage you can add coriander leaves to this, crushed coriander leaves, but I'll be just using it in like a garnish. And as you can see, your Ellu Podi Sadam is ready. You have to comment on it after you look at the video. I am waiting for your feedback. Subscribe to India Food Network, and until next time, it's Preetha signing off. Ciao.